I've never had such a big press conference in all my life.
Not you, man.
Oh, not for me.
Come on, And now for their first press conference, a television conference in South Australia, the fabulous Beatles.
Welcome.
Welcome, boys.
Thank you.
Hello, John.
Johnny.
Hello. Hey, John.
Paul. Hey, Paul.
Hello.
John again.
Hello.
George. How are you? How are you?
Hi, George. Where should we
Hello,
go?
George.
Would you like to sit around?
Welcome. We're in the tabulator.
Where's Jimmie Nichol? Come here.
Whatever happened to Berwick Taylor? We now have to turn our backs to the multitude.
Violet.
Oh, well, fellas, tell me, what did you think of the Adelaide reception?
That was great. The best ever.
Was it like what I mentioned to you on the plane it would be?
Yeah, it was better. Yeah.
Was it like anything you've ever had before?
No, we've never done one of those drives as well. It was marvellous.
How would it compare with the ones in the United States when you arrived at different states there?
bigger. It was bigger. Just more people.
Do you think it was very well conducted?
Yeah. Yes, everybody was well behaved.
Did you get a fright at all
Not a
outside
fright,
the town
no.
hall?
Shock. Because so many.
Do you ever get this feeling that maybe someone's going to sort of try and knock you off or something?
I had a feeling Michael got shot.
Yeah?
Because it's the first time being sitting in the back of a car waving, just...
You took a lot of shots, I noticed, in the car, George.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to posse.
You're a very keen photographer, George. In fact, you all are, aren't you, fellas?
Yeah. He's the most...
We haven't to have his camera out.
What was it you dropped off the balcony, Paul?
That was, me.
No. He means it was him who dropped something off.
No, it was... No, man, you dropped me.
I was joking!
Yeah.
Were you disappointed that the airport was closed, that the kids couldn't get close to the plane?
I didn't think it mattered now, with them all being able to see us anyway along
Because
the
they saw us better than, I think, by lining the roads. They saw us better than if we'd have just...
Jim, come here, Jim.
Hello, Jimmy. Here he is, Jimmy.
It's Jimmie Nichol, drama for Ringo staff. Tell me, what did the Lord Mayor say to you?
He said it was very nice to have us here, and he was all pleased and have a drink.
And what did you say to the Lord Mayor?
Thanks.
It's nice to be here.
What did you drink? Rum and
Scotch and
coke?
Coke. No, just Coke, actually.
Yeah.
Fellas, a few questions that we didn't get down to yesterday. How long do you rehearse a new number for? When you make up a new number, how long do you rehearse it for?
Sometimes takes an hour or two,
Normally with new numbers, we just we don't rehearse them until we record them.
Hong Kong.
Tell me, John, with these tapes that you wore today, did you sort of, did you pick one of these up in Amsterdam or something, didn't you?
No, the first one we saw was in Amsterdam when we were going through these canals. Some lad had one on. And we couldn't get any. No, we could get one which wasn't the right colour, green. So, yeah, we had 4 made in Hong Kong copies of this one in different materials. Correct.
John, I, being a little older than you for good-looking gentlemen, just a little older, as a matter of fact, I will remember the launching of Frank Sinatra and Johnny Ray and Elvis Presley. And yes, fantastic. Very good tonnage, but this to my mind is unprecedented by virtue of the fantastic build-up and the publicity and all the press agents, and I'm not detracting in any way from the talent that you obviously have. How much do you attribute to Brian Epstein and his public relations men? And how many are there to your knowledge?
We've never had more than one PR fellow with us, ever.
There's a rumour about it.
And he's only got one, Brian's only got one for each artist he's got. So they have their own, and they don't work together. And we've only ever had one, and most of the time we didn't have one till about 6 months ago.
But even so, a lot of the success is due to
Oh,
him.
yes.
Is it?
I'll give you that.
Yeah. Jimmy, do you think that Brian Epstein's going to wave his magic wand at you sometime and include you as a 5th Beatle? Or a stand-in drummer for Ringo permanently?
That I don't know.
Jimmy, you've played with many, many groups indeed. Would you like to tell me quickly? I know it must be at least a dozen.
Yes, I've played with Saul Stapleton,
Yeah.
Oscar Rabin, Billy Fury, John Brown, Francis Fay.
Georgie Fay.
What happened
Yeah,
to
Georgie
Georgie last
Fay.
night, Jim?
Pardon?
With Francis Fay, what happened there?
Don't ask him personal questions, Ernie.
No, he went to play the drums, didn't you, Jim?
No, I didn't go down to play the drums. I went down to, enjoy myself.
Yeah. And how did you get on stage? How did you get up on stage? Did she call you up?
Well, as soon as I walked through the door, she was just finishing her act, about 10 minutes, to the latter part of her act, and she said the Beatles are coming, because everybody turned round. And she invited me back to the dressing room where we had
he didn't tell us about that, did he?
where we had a drink, and then the second show, I did the whole lot.
Well, not did as well. Yeah, well, no. You played drums for a whole act.
Yeah.
She gave you something in return, didn't she, Jim? A little.
She hasn't given me anything
But he's hoping.
yet, but she's going to. She's going to give me all her albums, and also she's having a sweater made for me.
Oh.
Having played with all these bands, what's it like being suddenly thrust in with the Beatles?
Oh, at the end, you know.
Do you have any trouble getting the same beat as Wayne Johnson?
I do my best.
Very true. Have you ever been involved in any zany publicity stunts?
No, we've never had to actually. The sort of pattern, anything that's a bit zany usually happens.
When we were first starting off, we were trying to think of them. We didn't have a manager or anything, so we were just sort of sitting around thinking of ones we could. We were going to try and get one of us to jump in the Mersey and swim it, but
None of us could
none of us could swim that far. So,
I don't remember this.
And anyway, the
keep
Mersey.
saying it all the time.
true, John. It is
On
right.
your own,
No, it is.
Clean out.
Did
You remember join? I think you would have been on your own then.
I remember when I was 5, and I thought, I'll jump in and I'll swim the Mersey. They weren't with me at the time. I'm a liar. I'm sorry.
What have been your most exciting moments in show business, individually, George?
I can't remember. There's so many. You know, it's ever since last September. You know, everything's been exciting. I think when we got to America, and we found that they'd gone potty. And when we got back to Britain last October, we'd been touring Sweden, and when this Beatlemania thing started, you know, we didn't hear about it because we were away, and we just landed in London. Everybody was there, smashing the place up. That was good.
Look, fellas, you had this talent, of course, potential talent some years ago, but in your wildest dreams, did you ever anticipate that you would reach the stage that you have reached now?
No. You know, nobody imagines anything like this.
What about your act tonight at the Centennial Hall, your concert? How long will it last tonight? Your own particular segment of it.
30 minutes each house. 30 minutes each house.
And are you constantly changing your act, or is it...
We change it according to each sort of, sometimes city or state, or depending on what records are most popular. We usually change the order because they've only got the same amount of records released in each place anyway.
What about when you played the Royal Variety performance last year for Her Majesty? Same act as always?
Yeah.
I think we had 2 jokes in that one because people weren't screaming so they could hear what we were saying, you know. That's the only difference.
And it was shorter as well.
You were telling me, I think it was George on the plane coming down from Sydney. I asked, had you ever thought of playing in pantomime as a group, the Beatles? But you did do a special show.
Yeah, we didn't like the idea of doing a pantomime, so we did our own show, which was more or less like a pop show, but we kept appearing every few minutes, dressed up, you know, for a laugh, doing all...
Nobody laughed, mind you, we were.
So you did comedy sketches on stage at all in any touring shows in England?
No, only just for Christmas shows. And we've done a couple of sketches in TV shows.
Do you get nervous before any shows?
All of them.
All of them. So you ever trouble with, the hordes of screaming fans outside the hotel or where you stay for sleeping purposes? Can you sleep through all this sort of thing?
They never stay there all night screaming, you know, I've never known.
Well, last night they were up till about midnight, you know.
Well, I mean, I don't even dream of going to bed before 1.
Are you ever scared of being hurt by over enthusiasm? Have you ever been hurt? You don't.
Well, that's why we're not scared, because we've never been hurt. Maybe if we had, we'd be a bit worried about it.
In South Australia, not only teenagers go wild over it, but maybe you noticed today coming in from the airport that a heck of a lot of adults, especially grandmas.
It's
the same in England?
Well, I've never seen so many grandmas at once, you know, you usually get a couple, one, if there's a bunch of them, one sort of say, isn't, you know, by the time we've gone then, but they all seem to know.
You seem to be all very attentive, you can see what's going on. I noticed behind you in the car that you could sort of follow everything that was going on, people with different posters. Do you you're really looking at the people, aren't you?
Yeah,
sure.
You're very aware of everything around you.
Yeah, well, I think you've got to be, you know, you might get shot.
How many people do you think were in Adelaide?